Canada faces a persistent shortage of skilled professionals in STEM fields. Rapid technological advancements, global competition, and educational system challenges have intensified this demand. The Manitoba labor market is experiencing significant skill shortages, particularly in STEM fields. Employers are struggling to find qualified professionals, which is impacting their operations, growth, and productivity. It's estimated that Manitoba will be short of thousands of STEM professionals by 2031. Labor market intermediaries, work-integrated learning programs, and policy changes could be a promising step toward rebuilding the labor force for a healthier economy. Work-integrated learning programs combine academic learning with practical work experience. These programs enable participants to apply theoretical knowledge in real-world settings, enhance employability, and bridge the gap between education and employment.
IntegratED was born out of a connection between Crystal Kalitzakis and myself, us from the Momentum Center, Crystal from Astrolab Synergies, and we had worked together previously, and we had been talking about the gaps that were happening within the STEM sectors and working with international students. And the Momentum Center's always worked with youth, and we thought this was a really great way to come together and do something meaningful. And that's how the IntegratED Work Integrated Learning Program came to be.
Retention of young skilled workers is a big challenge for Manitoba and Canada. Youth unemployment is over double the mainstream rate, and IntegratED helps to build capacity among young professionals to prepare them for the labor market.
Right now, we're heavily reliant on immigrants for the STEM talent needs. And, international students receive education from our world-class institutions, and they want to stay. And what IntegratED does is it acknowledges the barriers that international students work with, and it creates a framework to try to overcome and work through some of those challenges. What happens is when international students cannot stay, it's a real missed opportunity in Canada, and that's something that we want to avoid and see if we can do our part to change.
The University of Manitoba's Department of Agriculture plays a crucial role in bridging the gap between the academic world and the labor market. Our collaboration ensures that students will have an easier time finding employment upon graduation and to gain the necessary skills and experience most in demand by employers.
When you consider that international students face barriers due to their lack of connections and also a lack of Canadian work experience, you can see that there is a competition level that can arise through different co-op placements, and that's fine, that's great. But when you are dealing with a certain set of barriers and really wanting to build those connections and a Canadian work experience, then a work-integrated learning project and program can be a really good fit.
We overcome these challenges with the Faculty of Agriculture, where we focus on in-class work-integrated learning projects, which creates a new pathway for participation. It doesn't require a lot of extra work on the part of the student or business, but it is more work for instructors. All this needs to be considered when looking at work-integrated learning opportunities and recognizing that diverse resources are required to implement them. That's where a labor market intermediary like IntegratED and the Momentum Center comes into play to help with that.
So I came to Canada with 2 master's degrees to pursue PhD. After finishing PhD, when I was looking for jobs, I didn't want to leave Canada or Winnipeg. It was hard for me to find a job in the industry here. The reason being that I did not have Canadian experience. When I got an opportunity to teach in the university, I kept thinking of giving students that opportunity to gain some industrial experience so that they do not face the same challenges that I did.
Food and Beverage Manitoba have their finger on the pulse of the food manufacturing sector here in the province. They've been a great resource in terms of providing access to different food manufacturers that benefit greatly from solution-driven projects focused on quality control, food safety, and government regulations. Businesses told us that most of the projects that they worked on were parked and wouldn't have gotten done without the help of work-integrated learning. We had many businesses participate in multiple projects, which really is a testament to the quality of the opportunities that we're providing to those businesses.
Projects that we've done with the University of Manitoba through this Work Integrated Learning Program have really given us the opportunity to learn and understand the breadth of skills and academic studies that students are participating in. I feel like oftentimes we're exposed to only one type of student based on our own backgrounds or our own networks. And really, I think that one of the key things about working with the Work Integrated Learning Program is that we have an opportunity to connect not only with students sort of that we're familiar familiar with their backgrounds, but that have a much broader background and bring different knowledge and skill sets and approaches to problem solving.
Yes, I would say the project has contributed to our development because it did give us a groundwork for how to standardize recipes moving forward. We had a recipe book, but now we sort of have this template we can follow.
We didn't have quite as robust a formal food safety document as we would like, and is necessary if you're looking to scale to the next level. So the biggest benefit for us was just to have access to expertise and free labor from U of M and capable students coming in to help us kind of bring some structure and robustness to those programs.
We've always had a really great experience working with students. The enthusiasm, the excitement that they bring to projects is always infectious. And international students especially, they bring a different, I think, mindset and also cultural background to projects that we find can always be beneficial as long as we're being receptive to learning and understanding their unique life perspectives.
The impact of IntegratED has been profound. We've seen increased retention rates, improved skill levels, and a stronger connection between education and employment outcomes.
I think it's the application of academic theory in the real world, in that context of an actual work experience placement. Also, the ability to then communicate in a professional manner, to learn project management, to build your teamwork skills, to research and problem solve. All of those skills have been noticeable in their development throughout the project with students.
We really saw a lot of great feedback in terms of students saying that they developed a lot of these soft skills, have a better understanding of the Canadian labor market and Canadian business overall.
Back home, the learning is based on theory. There is bare minimum of practical experiences that you get while doing your bachelor's or master's. So the best thing that I found studying in Winnipeg, Canada was that while I'm studying learning in class, I'm also applying those things in practice.
There are so many things, but implementing them in the field and interacting with the business and knowing their needs and then communicating with them, and these all things are really affect my academic in a positive way.
Honestly, it was very exciting to meet the business in real time. Like, I get an opportunity to meet the business personally. Otherwise, we do not get any chance. We just meet the recruiting managers. So knowing the business owners personally, how they start up from the scratch and how they are working, it's a great experience.
It's very rewarding for me to get those emails a year later after the students have completed a work integrated learning project. At that time, they might have felt that it was a lot of work, but a year later they would send me an email saying that how useful that small experience was for them to be able to answer the questions in the interview using the experience rather than the bookish knowledge.
I would strongly encourage other SMEs to participate in work integrated learning projects at bare minimum, because it's a contribution that you make to the development of the next generation of the workforce that your business is going to rely on. Specifically for your business, though, you're going to bring in a great cohort of students that are going to be able to solve some challenges for you and be able to undertake some work that's probably you've got burning but haven't had a chance to address. And it's going to be a really great opportunity to get those things done at low or no cost.
I mean, I'm hoping that one of these times it's going to open up, our next employee is going to come from one of these projects, right? Somebody graduates and learn a bit about our company, and we have a need and they need experience, and perhaps they graduate and come over and work. And our goal is to grow to the point where we have those positions available for people like this.